Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to knit super easy brioche stitch. This is a different way how to knit it, and I'm going to show you how to knit this. And I have knitted cardigans using this stitch. So I have cast on total of 36 stitches for an adult size scarf, and the yarn that I'm using, super soft burnout premium, and it's like a mustard color. I used this yarn in the previous years tutorials. It's made in Turkey. It's 4-weight. It's 100% acrylic, 198 gram. So I have 2 balls of this. If I don't have enough, I can always go and buy it from Walmart. I'm sorry, Walmart carries this brand. I haven't checked Michael's. I don't know. So I think these are sold for $3.97, I believe. Last time I bought. Okay, so let's get started. And I'm using a bigger crochet knitting needle. This is a 6.5 millimeter knitting needle. I think it's a 10.5 US. So after casting on total of 36 stitches, this is for an adult size. Again, I am working for the homeless. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what we need to do is, you need to knit rib stitch. To do that, I don't usually knit the first stitches because I want that nice edge look. So I'm going to knit 1, purl 1, all the way to the end. Knit 1, purl 1, and I will meet you at the end. My hands are... as you can see, I can't remember which yarn I was working with. It dyed my hand, and I washed it and I washed it. For some reason it's not coming out. What can you do, right? You can see how it dyed my finger. So I will finish this 1 knit 1 purl, and I will meet you at the end, and we will start row 2. Okay, so I knit, and I'm just going to start the first row. So again, I'm not going to knit this first stitch. Okay, this is going to be a knit stitch, as you can see, but I'm not going to knit it this way. This is why we call this the easy brioche stitch. So instead of knitting from here, we're going to go in the middle right here, and then I'm going to knit. Okay, I'm going to leave that stitch, and nothing will happen. So don't worry about it. Purl, again, the knit is in between. This stitch is gorgeous to work with. Purl, knit. I have worked with this in my previous projects. I made baby sweaters, cardigans, blankets. Go between right here where the V is, can you see? And then make a knit stitch. So purl, go between. This is the easy way how to knit the brioche stitch. I do have a tutorial on how to knit the regular brioche stitch, so you are welcome to go and check them. If you go into my videos and type in brioche, and the tutorials will come up. I made hat tutorials, scarf tutorials, 2-color. So I am going to continue knitting this all the way to the end. Again, go between this V and then grab it. Just like this. So easy. You don't have to count anything. You don't have to worry about anything. So I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm at the end. Just want to show you a trick. So we did our purl. So what we do is we knit this. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to knit it from the bottom. By bottom, I mean is we're going to put the stitch here, and then can you see the other stitch right here? So we're going to grab that one as well, and then what we're going to do is we're going to knit these 2 stitches together. So, and this is how it will create. It will give you that nice edge look. Okay, for the following row, we're going to repeat what we did on the second row. So the first stitch, I'm just going to slide it. And here, again, I'm going to go between that V, and I'm going to knit that V. I'm going to do one purl, and I'm going to knit in between that V. I'm going to do one purl, and I'm going to continue knitting all the way to the end. And again, I will meet you at the end, and we'll start the next row. And then I will let you knit for adult 16 rows of this knit stitch. So I believe this is, I didn't count. We have to have a total of 16 rows for adults. For kids, 12 rows. We continue knitting like this, and don't forget the knit stitch is between here to create that super easy brioche stitch. Okay, see, and I'll be right back. Okay, again, I'm at the end. I did my purl, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the stitch, and then I'm going to grab the bottom stitch here, just like this, and I'm going to knit them together to give that nice edge look. You will, the more you knit, you will see how it will look like. So again, this is how it looks like so far. So I'm going to continue knitting this total of 16 rows, and I will meet you, and we will start the 17 row with a different way, and I will be showing that. Again, I slip this, and I go between. Don't forget, when you're knitting, one purl, one knit, but when you're knitting, the knit stitch is between here, right here. Okay, and I'll be right back. I have knit total of 16 rows, and this is how it looks like. It gives you that 3D look and the brioche. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to knit 4 rows of, so I'm going to slide this, and I'm going to knit this entire row all the way to the end, and for the next row I'm going to purl. So that's all I'm doing, just a knit and purl for a total of 4 rows, and I will come and show you how it looks like. And this is how the edge looks like when we do that method that I just showed you, and this is how it looks like. See, it's nice. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have knit total of 4 rows. Knit on this side, so I knit, I came back. On the back I did purl, I came back, I did knit, and I did purl. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing the easy brioche stitch. Okay, and we're going to start how we started at the beginning. And this is a repeat. For 20 rows, we first knit 16 rows of the brioche, super easy brioche stitch, and 4 rows of the knit and purl stitch, stockinette stitch. And then we repeat this the length that we want. Again, this is for an adult. If you want it for a child, you can cast on, I believe, 12 stitch, what was it, 12 rows you knit this, and then you knit 4 rows of this stockinette, and then the stitches were, I believe it was 26 stitches, or you can work with it the length that you want. And I am going to make a hat after this, so stay tuned for the hat. So I'm going to show you one more time. The first knit I don't knit, and see, it gives you that nice edge. So I just slide this nicely, and then what I do is I go on, what I do is I do knit, one purl. That's how we started. And on the wrong side we do that way that I showed you, and I will come back to that. So one knit, one purl, one knit, one purl. Okay, and I will meet you at the end, and we will start this is how we start the easy brioche stitch. Okay, so we're going to start the second row, and write it down. Don't make it more than 16 rows, because then it wouldn't look even. So one purl, one knit, but the knit is where this V is, and then you go between and you grab it, and then you continue knitting just like this. So I'm going to knit, and don't forget the edge when we're doing the easy brioche. On this regular, you don't have to do what I showed you. Gives you that nice edge look, and then it gives you the 3D look, and it's super soft. So I will continue knitting, and I will be back to show you how it looks like. Just like this, for a total of 16 rows and 4 rows of the stockinette. And this is how it looks like. Super soft. I just wanted to show you again how to do this. So what I do is I just slide this without knitting, and then I grab the previous stitch here, and then I knit these two together, and it gives me this nice looking edge. Again, if you want to have a nice looking edge, this is how you do it. And I will be back to show you. I will knit a couple of rows, and I will come back to show you how it looks like. Again, the knit stitch is in between here, and it gives you this nice texture, this nice 3D look. Brioche. Okay, so I went ahead and I knit a couple of rows. So what I did is 16 4, 16 4, 16. This is how it looks like. Doesn't this look nice? Just to show you how the texture is when you put it, look at it this way. And this is the back of the work. See, it would be perfect for baby blankets. Yeah. So I just had to share you the easiest way to knit the brioche stitch. And can you see the bumps? Oh my goodness, it's so soft. It's super soft. The stitch would be perfect for children scarves, especially if you're living in a cold climate like we're living in the North Pole up here. Yeah. And I would highly recommend you to knit the length that you want, how long you want it, and finish it up with the easy brooch stitch, and then bind off, and you're done. And like I said, this is pretty wide. If you want it to, like this is, this is pretty wide. It's like 10 inches wide. If you want it to, usually it's between 4 to 8 inch for a scarf. So if you want it smaller, definitely cast on less stitches. This is 36, so you can cast on less stitches. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Share it with your friends, your Facebook, your Instagram. You can share and like my tutorials. And I'm going to come up with a tutorial on how to knit a hat, and I will come up pretty soon, so stay tuned. And I will post a tutorial on how to knit easy brioche stitch hat, and go from there. Like if you just want to knit the brioche stitch this way that I showed you, you are welcome to. You don't have to knit this part, but this gives a nice texture, just to show you how it looks like. It just looks fantastic. Happy knitting!